Hello and welcome to the full tutorial of MultiVis. In this video, you'll learn how to download and use MultiVis. Before we begin, please make sure you have Python installed on your computer. If you don't have it yet, simply search for Python download on Google, click on the first link, the official Python website, and follow the instructions to download and install Python. Next, you also need to have Node.js installed. Simply search for Node download on Google, click on the first link, the official Node.js website, and download the LTS version. Follow the prompts to complete the installation process. Once installed, open your terminal or Command Prompt PowerShell on Windows. The process is the same. Type Python --version. If you see a version number, Python is successfully installed. Repeat the same process for Node by typing Node --version. Before you start using MultiVis, you need to convert your cluster data into a MultiVis directory. In this tutorial, we'll be using the GSE114242 dataset as an example. The link is in the description below. After downloading the GSE114242 human combined clusters, unzip the file. You should see two files. We'll use GE10 as an example. Next, you also need to download the source code for MultiVis directory generation. The GitHub link is provided in the description below. Click code and then download zip. Once the download finishes, unzip the file and open the directory. Inside, you'll find a chromosome size sample that you can modify as needed. Since the dataset we're using is HG19, we'll be using the HG19 JSON. However, if you don't need certain chromosomes, you can remove them and speed up the generation process. To generate, open up Terminal or Command Prompt PowerShell on Windows. Ensure that you have Python installed by typing Python --version. And to generate, type Python and state the location of the main_sv.py. You can just drag and drop into the terminal. Next, type -c. We need to get the cluster file that we are interested in. Type -s to state the cluster size JSON file. Then -o to state the output location. And also the max and min cluster. Lastly, if you are using the older version of cluster, like the one we are using that consists of only the start location, you need to state -t. But how do we check? Let's open up a new terminal. Type more and then state the cluster file. If you examine the reads, only the start location is provided and there is no end location. This means that you need to state the -t. Run the code. Once done, you can start using MultiVis. You also need to download the source code for MultiVis. and unzip it. Open up Terminal or Command Prompt PowerShell on Windows. Check if you have Python or Node installed. Install the libraries needed by clicking Install. For Windows, use the .bat, and for Mac, use the .command, and for Linux, you use .sh. For Mac, you need to ensure that you can open up unidentified developer. Follow the steps I do to open. And once installed, we can also start the software by opening up Start. Similarly, for Windows, use the .bat. For Mac, use .command, and Linux, use .sh. Once started, enter the localhost 3000 into the browser. Follow this to use MultiVis. Click on Import Data and choose the directory. Select the chromosome of your choice. Select output type and also downweighting and generate. Once applied, you can explore the heat map. And once this is done, you can generate the gene name. Before generating, ensure that you set the settings correctly. Since we are using HG19, we need to start GRC37. Choose the chromosome of your choice too. We select GRC1, which represents chromosome 1. That's all for this tutorial.